So we know the Trump administration is conducting raids across the country, getting these illegal immigrants out of the country, mainly those who have, felonies and committed crimes or what have you, and trying to get them up, whether it's in this country or their own country, they're trying to get them up out of here. People who are just dead weight, no benefit to society. But Chicago, Brandon Johnson, this dude is just dead set on going against the Trump administration and always hollering sanctuary city. We're gonna protect those. He don't say citizens, he says residents. He's very careful about his words. And he has created this or went in partnership to create this know your rights, or just really just pushing it out there for these illegal migrants. And a lot of people are in the uproar over it because they're like, man, why is this dude such a staunch supporter of these people? But I went and looked at it, and we're gonna go over it some, and I'm gonna kind of be a devil's advocate, not really, but I'm just gonna tell y'all that it may not be I mean, as serious or a problem as it's made out to be. But let's hit it.
Some city and state leaders say they are more serious than ever about Chicago's sanctuary status as the threat of mass deportation and the possibility of federal immigration raids loom. Today, Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker launched another tool trying to educate undocumented immigrants. The Know Your Rights movement that has quickly picked up steam since President Trump's election will now be featured on billboards on and around Chicago public transportation. These billboards are reminding undocumented people to understand what their legal protections are if law enforcement shows up at their front door, their schools, their churches, or their places of work. Mayor Johnson and Governor Pritzker both had this to say about the campaign earlier today.
Now, before we get to what Mayor Johnson said, people like I say in the uproar about this, about him, about Trump saying they can go to your schools, your churches, your jobs, or whatever. But that's nothing new for American citizens. We're gonna make it personal. We're gonna make it about U.S. citizens. We're gonna put ourselves in the illegal immigrants' shoes. Okay, compare, contrast, if you will. If you got a warrant out for your arrest, a major warrant, I have known people, well, not known people, well, yeah, I might have known people and seen people and heard of cases where people have been picked up at home, picked up at school, picked up at their job, dropping kids off at school, picking them up at work, on the way in, working, and folks coming in. We're talking about local law enforcement. You got a major warrant, they coming for you, no matter where. If they say, hey, well, they in church, okay, they'll pick you up when you walk up out of the church, so out of the church building, it's in the parking lot or out in the street waiting on you. This is nothing new. So it's nothing to really get into an uproar about because U.S. citizens go through it all the time, and I don't see these mayors of these sanctuary cities telling just American citizens, hey, if you get got a warrant out for your arrest, because this is basically what it is they are these like warrants, what I'm saying, quote unquote, somebody may come and get you. These are your rights as a criminal. Uh, I'm sorry, but let's get into it. Let's keep going.
Today.
Any notion that would use public spaces like churches and schools, uh, these sanctities, these sanctuaries, as a way to create political divide is not only
It's not political divide, boss. It's you rounding up illegal migrants, people who came in the country illegally. No matter what Biden did or allowed or said, giving these folks false hope, you are a freaking. I mean, you're a lawbreaker. I don't want. Let's not use the word criminal because all of them not criminal. It's just that's kind of harsh, right? You're law breaking. You have broken the law to get here. So now they got to come and get you. So there's nothing political about it. Because again, as American, as a U.S. citizen, if I had a warrant for my arrest and they ready to come get me, they'll come get me wherever they can find me. Like I said, a lot of times they're probably not. I'm gonna say this. I think you'd be hard pressed to find these people going up in church, disrupting church service to round up lawbreakers. I really think you would be hard pressed. I mean, hell, the only people that go in to try to disrupt church services are those who try to, delete a bunch of us, or saying gangbangers shooting up a funeral or something. That's them the only animals that do stuff like that. Other than that, I don't. If you see that happening, then like I said, I'll be shocked. And also, when you see the videos, and I'm gonna do a video on what's on seeing about how CNN tried to, you know, try to spin the narrative when these illegal migrants got put on these planes and being shipped off to their whatever their home countries. When you see these pictures and these videos, I don't see little kids getting on them planes. What I saw, and we'll do a deep dive into it. What I saw is a bunch of grown men getting put on these planes. But let's continue, old mayor.
Unconscionable, but it's reprehensible. And what we have done, we have given very clear instructions to our sister agencies in all of our city departments that they should and will and are expected to uphold our welcoming city ordinance.
Now, I can understand him saying this. So let's say you want to get ahead of the narrative. Because right now, the Trump administration, they are going after hardened criminals. Okay, that's what they're doing now. But in the meantime, you got to get those who aren't committing crimes, who are actually, out there working, making money, hustling, doing whatever they got to do to, to provide for their family. Nothing detrimental. Because you can say, I really don't want to say it's nothing illegal, because if you got a paleta machine cart pushing down the street selling popsicles and ice creams to try to raise money and you don't have a permit, I'm like, I can't knock the dude. He's trying to make it. It's kind of like the dude just got a job, car barely working, ain't got tags, because this happened to me, years, many times back in the day, or a few times. And you get a job. Okay, now I'm on this first check. I'm gonna get my car right so I can get inspected. So you driving, what I'm saying, you driving hot, illegal, while you going to work. What I'm saying? And you get put on to get a ticket. It's like, dang, that's a chance you take trying to make a living, but you just gotta keep pushing. Situations like that, I'm like, man, come on, you could probably give them a break, but like I said, you got time. So right now you got time to get your stuff straight, to figure a plan out before they really come and get you. Now, if you harboring a fugitive, a real criminal, and like they say in the other story, they go into the house and it's more than one. I mean, the fugitive, the criminal they looking for is in that house, but then you're in the house too, and you're here illegally, and you get rounded up with them. That's collateral damage. Well, hey, you're harboring a fugitive, and just like an American citizen, they will take you in.
They're the ones that are threatening people, again, who are law abiding, who are often the anchors of their communities, who are paying taxes in this country. They're the ones who are threatening people. We're just standing up for people who live in our state and in our city.
About 400 of these digital billboards will be displayed all over the city's public transportation system. They also include a QR code for riders to scan them to take them to online resources. Watch.
So yeah, it's like I said, I'm not really tripping on this, because hey, it's the same things we got to go through as U.S. citizens. So hey, they're no different. They're just here illegally. You still got rights, but you still got to follow laws, and you gotta be prepared to pay the consequences, no matter what your motive. Like I said, if I just got a job and my car legally ain't registered, ain't inspected, but I'm driving back and forth in this car, trying to make a living, make money, so on my first check, I can get the car inspected, get the car registered legally, and I get pulled over. I mean, that's the law. It's unfair. I don't like it, but hey, I'm taking that chance. What's the next alternative? Riding a bus, but what if there's no bus route? Riding a bike, but what if it's too far to ride a bike? But shoot, I know a dude who rode his bike from South Dallas to Irving every morning. He was an ex-con and older guy. It's about 20 years ago though. So he might in his 40s or 50s at the time, riding a bike from like South Dallas to work every day, was always on time, but he had a felon. Yeah. So they end up not hiring him, which is another story at another time. And that's not a short distance, but I mean, you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying, man? Try to make some money. You know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do. But anyway, sometimes, those options are not available to you. So you gotta, you gotta make it. You know what I'm saying? You can't bum rides every day because people get tired of picking you up every day. You gotta try to make it. So I mean, it's hard, but hey, I got through it. You know what I'm saying? You can get through it just with, you can get through it. But anywho, what I said I want to do is about this whole know your rights thing. Let's go to the website because I want to know exactly. I want y'all to understand what I understand, and maybe we'll see if we can understand together about this whole know your rights, protocol. Now, this is from immigrantjustice.org. And as you can see, this is a National Immigration Justice Center. And as you can see, you can read as we scroll, and it said, know your rights, what to do if your loved one is detained. Prepare for Trump's mass deportation threats if you're encountered by ICE. Avoid immigration fraud. Plan ahead to protect your family in the event of deportation. Hey, if you're a convicted felon or if you're a guy on the run, on these streets and you know the laws after you, hey, plan ahead to protect your family in the case you get arrested. Say, hey, if I get arrested, these are things I need you to do. I mean, same thing as U.S. citizens. I mean, y'all want to be here, you gotta do what we do, right? You are not special. You shouldn't be getting special treatment like housing and cars and job training and debit cards and stuff like, free schooling and stuff like that just because you came over here because we can't get that just on GP alone. We got to go through a whole plethora of questions and answers and interviews to even get food stamps and Medicaid for our kids. So no, that's where I draw the line. Parole in place for spouses and stepchildren, United citizens. Welcome to Chicago. What's that? Asylum and temporary protected status shall apply. Okay. DACA people, new visa bona fide determination procedure. I don't know what that is. What else? Know your rights, cannabis, marijuana, immigrant children, and youth adults. So anyway, let's go back to this. I want to see this here. If you encounter ICE, okay, here's what it said. I think this is like encompasses it all. It said all individuals in the United States have rights, regardless of immigration status. Okay, we understand that. You go to some countries, I don't think some countries have rights, but some countries, some people they won't give some people rights. You know what I'm saying? But you do got rights. You do got rights. Anywhere you go, you got rights as a human being for sure. Number one, it says create a safety plan. You see this. Let's read together. Identify your contacts, memorize the phone numbers. That's something you tell kids all the time. You should already know that. Provide your child school daycare with emergency contact. Hey, that's something that American citizens got to do. Provide authorization writing for your emergency contact medical lease. That's something you should do right now. Like if something happened to you as an American citizen and you are because I work in nursing, so I understand this. I see this all the time. Care, case managers they go through this all the time. But anyway, if anything happens to you and you are unable to make a decision for yourself, whether it's medical or financial, if you're not married, legally married in this country, but that you have a person that you want to take care of those issues, you gotta, you need to get that notarized, signed and notarized. And hey, down here, I do notary, so hit me up. But yeah, you got to get that stuff notarized so that way, if something happened to you, you can say, "Hey, this is who's gonna take care of me. This who has the rights to make decisions for me." Tell your loved ones that if you're detained by ICE, they can try to use the ICE, the online detainee locator. Okay, defend your rights. It says, "Stay calm and don't run, argue, resist, or fight the officer." Same thing they tell us all the time, right? And they tell black folks, and sometimes they still get. Anyway, don't lie about your status or provide false. Hey, same thing citizens got to do. You ever gave a false name, known somebody give a false name? Sure, I've seen it and almost got in trouble for it years ago, like a dummy, because he said he gonna give a false name. I gave that name, and they say his name was not cursed. Like oh, I just gave his name. I'm sorry. I said, dang, the dude did what? But anyway, it was that's 20 years ago. We ain't gonna worry about it. 20, 26 years ago, matter of fact. It said if you are pulled over in a traffic stop, he said ask them if they police or the immigration. Somebody pull you over, you say, hey, first thing you need to know the officer number, badge, and where and who he worked for and why he pulled you over. That's like I say, something that even anybody in this country should do. But it does say immigration officers often identify themselves as police, but they are not police. If they're from ICE or CBP, if they are immigration officers, follow these guidelines. Let's see. If you are a U.S. citizen or have lawful immigration status, show your passport legal. I'm gonna start carrying my passport around because they say that's more. They said that's more valid than a driver's license. So since I got a passport, I might just carry it around. I think I got my passport card in my wallet. But anyway, yeah, carry that son gun around, not the like the passport, but like the little card, like the wallet card. Passport, legal permanent residence card, work permit, or other documentation on your staff. Yeah, you should have your freedom papers with you everywhere you go. You just should. You should be doing that before Trump got into office. Joe Biden should have taught you that. If you're undocumented, well, there your problem is right there. You have the right to remain silent and do not have to discuss your immigration or citizenship status with police. You don't have to do that. You got them same rights if you are documented. What they tell you is if you get arrested, you get pulled over, get your name. All you got to do is prove who you are and that you're legal. Anything other than that, you do not have to answer. It can prolong the situation, but you still don't have to answer. You got to answer nothing. You can walk. You have they ain't arresting you or detaining you or giving you a ticket. You can actually leave. But I wouldn't do it because you just can't trust these police. Anything you tell an officer can later be used against you in immigration court. Yes, if an officer knocks on your door, then I open the door. Same thing with like say U.S. citizens. Teach your child not to open the door. Yeah, I'm a little kid, man. Look, that little boy one day doorbell rang and I knew it was pizza, but I think he thought it was his mama. And he came, ran, and I'm in the back and I heard the door open. I'm like, what the hell? And I ran out. He opened the door, closed the door, and took off running back to the back. I'm like, dude, seriously, seriously, seriously. I'm gonna have to put pause on that boy. But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, teach your kids don't answer the door. Don't be, but that's what we learned when we was kids, right? But I think boy, don't answer the door while I'm here. But anyway, that's what we know. So that's what we was taught when we was kids. Mom and dad had to go to work. Don't open the door for nobody. Don't let nobody in. Don't invite nobody over. Don't go nowhere. You stay right here in this house until I get home. Period. Don't have the TV up real loud for people can hear. You just mind your business. Somebody try to come in through the front, you run out the back. Somebody try to come in through the back, you run out the front. Simple as that. Do not open your door, right? Okay. Officer must have a warrant signed by a judge to enter your home. ICE warrants are not signed by the judge. They are ICE forms signed by ICE officers, and they do not guarantee authority or to enter a home without consent. That's good to know. If you're outdoors and think you see an immigration officer nearby, move to a safe indoor space. Basically, what they're saying is, where is it at? What they tell you to do is run. But they just told you not to run because hell, what you go, man? Them police. If you see, you see the police, you look at them, they look at you, and you turn around and walk away. What's the first thing they gonna do? First thing they gonna do is come talk to you because they like what he walking away for. He must be hiding something. Now I gotta go. Now he looks suspicious. Now I gotta go get at him. You see what I'm saying? If you are a U.S. citizen and feel safe to do so, record the activity with your phone or write down any relevant information about what you witness. Always being careful to not interfere. So basically, like I said, this is nothing special, nothing extraordinary. This is just telling people, hey, these are the rights that you have that everybody, citizen or not citizen, have in the United States. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. If you are here legally, you have no problems. It may be an inconvenience, but shoot, you know why you got to go through this right now? Because your former president, Joe Biden, allowed millions of you guys to run across this border and come set up in this country with no rhyme or reason. Still ain't explain why they did that. This is why you have to ramp up your you know what I'm saying, you have to ramp up your knowledge on what to do in case of you see an ICE officer, hell, in case of you see a state trooper, in case of you see anybody in uniform or whatever. Blame Joe Biden. That's what I got to say. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share with the world. Let's have intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those four things cost you nothing, maybe what a couple of minutes of your day. but it means the world to us here. If you would like to support financially, you can give super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box. There are links there you can click on to help support the channel there. And don't forget to hit that shop button. We got products that I know that you will love. You will not be disappointed. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.